Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Omo. Here we are, fourth week of videoing of my video blog. Uh, just checking in, let you know how this weight loss journey is going. So let's just go ahead and get things started. Today's video is called Let's talk about food. So previously in one of my videos, I did talk about the diet that pre-op, what they expect you to do, what the suggestions are, and so today is a little bit different than that. Before I just kind of gave you a brief overview. Today I'm going to go into a little specifics of what I have been doing. As I stated last week, I was going to be entering the post-op 10-day diet regimen plan that they give you, and so I am in day 7. It has been a journey this week figuring out, staying below that caloric intake that they suggest, trying to stay nourished during those times, and then also just being satisfied and not just constantly thinking about food. So it's been one heck of a week, but I'm getting ready to enter into all liquids starting tomorrow. So that should be interesting, but you won't hear from me again until after the surgery. So I'll have to catch you guys up on how the liquid diet went, how surgery went, and how I'm recovering. But today, like I said, let's jump into it. Let's talk about food. So, pre surgery, 10-day diet. 10 days before the surgery, you have to start a diet of 1,000 calories or less. They really want you to stay between 800 and 1,000 calories. As most people know, most people do a 2,000 calorie diet. That is what is kind of the regimen across the country. When you look at nutrition facts and things, a lot of it's based on a 2,000 calorie diet. So I would definitely say that's what I was eating beforehand. And so to cut that in half was interesting. But the beautiful thing about living in this day and age is there's so much information, beautiful things like Pinterest and Google, and of course, friends and family that can give you suggestions and offer things. And it's amazing when you just go to the store and just look at healthy food that they say that is healthier for you, and really look at it. Look at the nutrition facts. Look at what's going on. And there's a lot out there. It's just picking what's going to be the best for you. Things are a little bit more pricey on that side, which I'm willing to deal with if I'm going to get the enjoyment out of it, if it's going to be beneficial for me. So I will say that I think I chose correctly. I think I got a lot of things that help me sustain myself through the week. So, and then of course, after 7 days, you do the 3-day challenge. I say say challenge out of just natural, it's just because it's a challenge. But no, 3-day liquid diet. They don't call it challenge, but I definitely do. So a lot of protein shakes. They want you to stay with, I believe, 60 grams of protein a day, which, believe it or not, can be hard to get if you're not paying attention. So you definitely do the protein shakes, do things that are just high in protein, low in the other areas that are not necessarily of any value. So that's eating salads, things that are, um, they tell you to stay away from starchy vegetables like potatoes, which I love. Also staying away from beans, which I'm not a huge fan of beans, but they're in a lot of things that I think I like to eat. So maybe I am a huge fan of beans. Those delicious burritos that you get at the little places like Chipotle or wherever you go to get Qdoba. Those things are delicious, and I just you don't realize that you're getting those beans in there. So you stay away from starchy vegetables like that. They non-starchy vegetables that I know that I've enjoyed that I have made this past week: broccoli and Brussels sprouts. Grew up eating broccoli all the time. It was one of my mother's favorite vegetables, so we had it all the time. She did not care for Brussels sprouts, but as I got older, I found out I did. So I was making Brussels sprouts and broccoli this week as a veggie for the side. I did some grilled chicken, just lightly seasoned, no skin. and that was pretty good. I was actually able to eat that for 3 days straight. Uh, um, they definitely want you to use like wheat bread, lean bread. I don't know if lean bread's a thing. I'm sorry. I'm thinking lean meats, but I did find a bread at my grocery store that was like keto friendly, which is low on the carbs and all the right stuff that you're supposed to be getting. So I was able to do that with like lean turkey meat, just some fresh veggies like lettuce, pickles, and be able to make a sandwich, for lunch. And then, of course, I had the chicken and broccoli, whatever, for dinner. As far as snacks are concerned, Greek yogurt, Greek low fat yogurt, maybe some fresh strawberries. Actually, no strawberries. I say that. I bought strawberries not thinking, hey, they said stay away from red things. So I wasn't able to eat the strawberries, but I was able to eat the blueberries with some Greek yogurt. So that was actually really good. I was like, I should have been eating this all along instead of that half a pint of ice cream for dessert. This yogurt's fine. And with the strawberries, or not strawberries, but eventually, yes, I will be adding strawberries. But the blueberries, it was great. So anyway, that's the kind of stuff I ate. Like I said, lean deli meats, so sliced turkey. That's all I got was sliced turkey, and was able to eat a sandwich for lunch some days. I was pushing it some days, right up to that 1,000 calories. Some days I was well below, which is not recommended necessarily for, I guess, a normal person's diet. I got using an app, and it just was like, hey, you're doing too few calories. This is not healthy, but I know it's temporary and it's for a specific reason, so I'm okay. Of course, drinking plenty of water. The water intake was difficult. I definitely did not get up to my 64 ounces every day, but I got as close as I could. That was difficult, so it's something I'm probably going to still struggle with throughout this whole journey, but we'll get there. We'll get it done. Um, what else? I still had to have my coffee every morning, decaf though, because they tell you to cut that caffeine out because after surgery they want you to have no caffeine for several days. So I've only had decaf coffee, which I think is fine. While I think my body responds to the caffeine, as far as like my mind's concerned, I'm really just after that taste, and that's what gets me going. So I've really been fine with the decaf. Um, I've gone ahead and used my regular sweeteners, and just added that into my caloric intake, um, and tried to use non-fat or whatever when it's available. If I go, to a coffee shop or something, but at home, I'm just using decaf and whatever sweeteners I have available. I've never put sugar in my coffee. It's always been like Splenda or just creamer. So that wasn't too much of a stretch for me. Um, to make that switch. Um, as far as snacks are concerned, beef jerky, cheese, string cheese, low fat cheese. That was fine for me. I didn't have any issues. That first day was a little bit of a struggle. Luckily, that day I had a lot of work to do, really just in the office, so I wasn't really out and about. So I was able to kind of snack and see what I liked, see what I didn't like, and um, was able to be at home, typing and stuff like that. So, but the second day I was out, and about, and was out all day, but I made sure to take those snacks with me. I had rice cakes, which is not something they particularly recommend, um, because of that starchy vegetable that really is at the base of it. However, I ate it anyway. The caloric intake is small, and it's satisfying. Definitely, if you have a sweet tooth or something, that is definitely satisfying. So I did have one or two rice cakes, beef jerky, string cheese, and that was lunch on the days I didn't have a sandwich, and then just water. Um, let's see, sugar free everything. So everything I could get my hands on that gave you the option of sugar free, I did sugar free. Wasn't too bad. Some things did have that weird aftertaste you get with sugar free, products, but most part it was okay. It was all right. Um, let's see. like I said, I think that pretty much wraps up. That gives you an idea of kind of what I did. Throw in there some of the things, of course, the doctor or the nutritionist, dietitian suggested. But that's kind of what I did. It, like I said, it some days were a little bit, pushing at the limit, but I really was okay. It wasn't as difficult as I thought it was going to be. So I'm glad about that. I'm looking forward to tomorrow and seeing how this all liquid diet goes. I will say that in this first week of doing this diet, I did lose about a pound a day, maybe half a pound. So I don't know if that's necessarily a good or a bad thing, but I think it's expected if you're literally cutting all of your calories in half and you're eating things that are, better for you, better for your body, not creating all that fat. So we'll see. We'll see how things keep going. I learned some things about what I can do differently in the future when I am kind of, months from now when I'm back able to eat things that I, enjoy. I learned some different things, different techniques and things I'm going to use and not just go back to that sugary, starchy, food and really only have those things maybe when I really want to treat myself and not on a daily or all the time basis, just on a very rarely basis. But those other things that I've learned this week that I can eat, like I said, the yogurt was a shock to me. It really was just as good as that, you know, chocolate almond ice cream you get from Rom's or whatever. So, I think that's it for this week. That's it for this episode. Um, Guys, remember to hit that subscribe button so that you can be notified whenever I drop a new video. I want to thank my audience for hanging in there with me. Many more weeks and videos to come. I appreciate your support through this process. Um, so, I guess last thing to say is remember to stay positive, remember to stay hopeful, and most of all, stay cool. All right, guys. We'll see you next time.